From Phoenix, Arizona, players and fans alike are enjoying the luxury of the closed roof and air conditioning. Today it's the rubber match of this 3-game series between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Two of the best hitters in baseball, Goldschmidt and McCutchen, are next. Robbie Ray gets the start for Arizona in this one. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Well, guys, if you take a look at that whip, you can see he's been struggling all year long. A lot of base runners.
John Jaso makes his way to the plate, and we are ready for some daytime baseball.
For Pittsburgh, first baseman, number 28.
Underway now in the Sunday finale as the first pitch today is taken for strike one. EK, these Diamondbacks, as they begin play, they come in on the heels of a victory last time out, but they've been in a bad stretch recently, losing 5 of their last 8 ball games.
After the loss in the opener of the series, that was a much-needed win yesterday, so they can look to win this series and take 2 out of 3 if they can just take care of business here.
Lays off that time, and it's 1-2. Lifted the other way to left center. On the move is Pollock. He's got it 1 away. A chance here to check out the starting lineup for the visiting Pirates. Steve, what's the key to a road victory for them?
I think this team really needs to find that right balance between power and speed. They've got them both, but you can't rely too heavily on the long ball, and you also can't run yourselves out of potential run-scoring opportunities. So mix it together well.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Gregory Polanco comes on with 1 gone here as he looks at a called strike 1. And set up behind the plate is Joe McDonald as you see the rest of our umpiring crew in this one.
Yeah, Joe has a little bit of a tough strike zone to figure out, guys. It's never too crazy in any one direction, but it's not always as consistent as some people would hope.
And that gets down, and we'll see if that's extra bases. And this will get to the wall out near the pool area. And he will get there with the first hit of the ball game, a 1-out double.
Here's another look at this swing in show motion. Check out the hands getting into good position. A hip start to rotate, and then whack. That's great extension all the way through the ball. That's the perfect swing right there.
Here's Andrew McCutchen now, as he'll take a look at ball 1.
Well, this is the kind of situation where they came up short last night. They had opportunities, but they could never really cash them in. So you can bet they'd love to get something going on the board early here.
A ball and no strikes. Here it is. And a strike to even the count. 1-1.
And, you know, I think it's going to be important that when guys get their pitches, they take advantage. There it looked like he was taken all the way, and he may not get another pitch that catches that much of the plate.
He's set. Here comes the 1-1. High and deep to left center field. Back goes Pollock. Still going back. Gone! So a 2-run shot to left center. 6th home run on the season for him. And that'll give the Pirates a 2-0 lead.
Boy, I want you to check out the location of where this pitch is in the strike zone. It's up and it's right down the middle. I mean, maybe you get away with that to a 220 hitting backup catcher, but not to a guy like this.
Starling Marte digs in for the first time now and looking to break out of this little 6-game dry spell at the plate. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. This one's a strike. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd be in any big hurry to challenge this guy again. I'd see if I could make him go out of the zone, maybe chase a bad pitch.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. He just doesn't seem to have as good command out there in the first inning.
You're right about that. He has not looked comfortable at all so far, and sometimes you see that when you're pitching on the road, but rarely when you're in your own home ballpark.
He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
All right, now you've just seen 2 straight breaking pitches miss away, so as a hitter, you're going to eliminate that pitch. No way does he throw it a third time.
Into his motion. Here comes the 3-1. Swung on, and this one's driven in the air as well to deep right field. That one's out of here. Back-to-back home runs. It's a solo shot for Starling Marte. 6th home run on the season for him, and the lead for the Pirates is now 3-0.
And early on here, he's having real trouble locating his pitches. I mean, this is another pitch that's biting off way too much of the plate. And they've roughed him up for 2 home runs already, and we're not out of the first yet.
Stepping in now, Jung-Ho Gong. This will take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1. He'll enter play right at .333. 3 homers and 11 RBIs. Comes back with a good changeup there, and it's quickly 0-2.
Well, there's the location you want right there. If that ball gets hit, it's going to be on the ground.
Swing and a miss on the fastball that time, out number 2. And with that, let's bring in a look at the defensive alignment for the Diamondbacks. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, guys, they have a man on the mound, high ERA. That usually means there's a lot of hard hit balls. So this defense, they're going to have to be ready with that leather out there.
Francisco Cervelli will stand in, currently 8th in the National League in hitting to enter play.
Well, right now he's in the prime of his career, so these are the years you'd really expect to see the best of what a guy's going to have to offer.
Now a changeup here to start things out, but that'll dip a bit too low, and it's 1-0. And he looks at a changeup in there, 1-1. And he lays off for a ball, 2-1.
And you kind of get the sense that his head isn't in it right now. You got to put all your concentration into that hitter. You can leave worrying about the pass for your film session tomorrow.
Looped out towards short, but this will find the shortstop's glove for the 3rd out of the inning. So 2 home runs in the inning lead to 3 runs on the scoreboard. We'll move on to the bottom half of inning number 1. Pittsburgh leads this one 3-0. Jeff Locke gets the assignment for the rubber match in this series. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, guys, not a big strikeout pitcher here on the mound, so expect to see a lot of balls put in play, defense being very involved. Should be fun to watch.
A.J. Pollock will take his first swings here, and as you can see, not a lot going right for him offensively here in this first month of the year.
A.J. Pollock.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one. Eric, we take a look at the Pirates as they take the field here this afternoon. Despite the loss last time out, they'd won 4 in a row, so they'd been on a nice little roll here.
They've already given their starter a 3-0 lead to work with here, so they're in good shape to maybe build on this recent run of good form.
Locke gets the sign. 0-2 pitch on its way. Swung on in the dirt for the third strike. And he makes the throw to first. Pollock is retired, and there's one away. With that, let's take a look at the hometown Diamondbacks lineup card. Steve, what's the key for them here today?
Well, Matt, this team has elite speed, so all you have to do is keep the ball on the ground, focus on hitting line drives, and play small ball.
Yasmani Tomas will stand in, and he's been tearing the cover off the ball the past few days as you see his numbers from the last 5 ball games. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he lays off there, 1-0.
Yeah, looked like he hit the target. That's a tough pitch to lay off, but he made it pan out.
That one's a called strike. Back even at 1. Foul right at the plate. The count moves now to 1-2. Grounded up the first baseline. Oh, and it eats him up a bit. And he will recover in time to get it over to first. Nicely done there as they record the second out. With a moment now, let's give you a look at how the Pirates align defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, guys, this manager loves to do the defensive shifts, so we're going to see a lot of odd formations as the game goes along. I can't wait to see how it works.
Paul Goldschmidt will stand in now, still struggling to get anything going offensively.
Well, you look at his batting average this season, it's really kind of unexpectedly poor because you know he's a good hitter.
First offering to him stays upstairs. It's a ball and no strikes. And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now. You still come after him now on 2-0?
I think you have to be a little careful, but yeah, I don't think you can just give up on him.
2 out, nobody on. In the dirt, it's 3-0 now.
And even on 3-0, it's no given that he's going to be taken up there. We've seen him go after pitches in this spot before. He's not going to hold back.
And no messing with Goldschmidt there as he'll take first on ball 4.
Yeah, that's pretty clearly a pitch around. They didn't want any part of him. With the bases empty and 2 outs, a walk's not the worst thing in the world.
Jake Lamb will dig in now. Off to a slow start, as you see there. Just barely over the 200 mark here in April. Chopped toward the second baseman. Harrison has it. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. I think a few of these folks need to get out of the sun. We're back with more on a Sunday afternoon following this. Josh Harrison will stand in here, and like so many others, hitless in the shutout last night.
Well, it seems like it's going from bad to worse. He had a bad day yesterday, and he's hitting under 200 in his last 10.
And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0.
That's a pitch you have to lay off right there. That tight slider busting down and out of the zone, all that can do is tie you up.
And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
You can bet he's a little rattled still from that first inning. He gave up a lot of solid contact that first time through the lineup.
Hit the other way out toward right field. Drury is there. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone.
And this is what he's got to do out there. Just focus on the task ahead. It'd be easy to go into a shell after giving up those 2 home runs in the first inning, but he knows they're counting on him to give him a few more innings, so they'll need to respond.
Into the box, Jordy Mercer. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. Slider is in there, and now it's 1-2.
Now you can't look for a specific pitch. You just got to protect the plate.
Now a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and it's 2 up, 2 down to start the second.
Looks like he's finding his bearings here a little bit better in the second after a rough first inning. He gets the strikeout right here, but boy, he could have used one of these an inning ago, that's for sure.
Standing in now, Jeff Locke. As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
Well, much better here in the second inning. To me, he looked a little bit tentative early on. It's starting to look like he's finding the rhythm now.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Oh, good spot on the black for strike 2. Ground ball sent back up the middle. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates, but they're on top by a count of 3-0. Brandon Drury will lead things off here as they'll have 5, 6, and 7 due up to start the home second. Lock into the windup. Here comes the first pitch. And we'll start the inning off with an easy fly ball to straightaway left. Mercer is there to take this one, and the bottom of the second starts with a 1 pitch out. So with 1 away, it's time to check out the National League Central Division standings as you see where the Pirates find themselves entering play here today. Oscar Hernandez will stand in, and he is off to a dreadful start at the plate as he has not hit the ball well in April. First pitch on its way. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike 1 anyway. Swing and a little tapper, but it gets foul. 1 out, nobody on. Chopped foul at the plate, and we'll do it again. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
Well, you know, when you're behind an account like this, it's all about changing your approach at the plate. You got to shorten up a little bit and just look to put the ball in play.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. After it is McCutchen. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning.
One of the great things about the play he made right there is it's really difficult to run after a ball that long and not have the ball bounce up and down in the air while you're running. You got to run on your toes. That's what he did. That keeps the ball smooth and makes it easier to catch.
Here's Chris Owings now. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball one. On the ground up the middle, gloved by Harrison, and the throw is not going to be in time as he's able to reach base safely.
And here's a situation where, heck, just make contact. Put the ball in play. You never know. Winds up beating this ball out.
Nick Ahmed set to take his first cuts with a man at first and 2 away.
Yeah, and he's going to have to find a gap to give that man on first a chance to score.
He's set. Here it comes. And he takes ball one. A little bouncer. That rolls foul for strike one. One and one. Here it comes. Line down the left field line. But this will be foul. Now we'll snap one off over to the bag. And he just manages to get his hand in. A runner on first with 2 away. And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. The 1-2 pitch. And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2.
Well, he might have just said, look, you're going to have to take this one because you ain't fouling that one off.
2 out with the man at first. Squared that one up just a little late. Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Hit weakly back to the mound. And they will not get him at first as he's able to leg out the throw. Robbie Ray gets a shot now with deuces all around. 2 on, 2 out here in inning number 2. And a good pitch on the inside corner for strike one. Fastball called for strike 2.
And you can't make this easy on him right here. At least make some contact and force him to make a play.
Hit to third. On to first, and the Diamondbacks are turned away as the inning is over. Diamondbacks strand a pair. Still down 3-0. John Jaso is into the box as we are all set to begin the third.
And they jumped out to that early lead, so now it's all about just adding on.
And he'll take strike one on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. Swing and a liner. Foul. Hit in the air out to left field. Tomas moves over. And that's the first out of the inning.
Now batting, Right fielded.
Happy to have you along here on the show on a fine Sunday afternoon as you take a look at our upcoming schedule for the week to come. Settling in now, Gregory Polanco. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
And a high strike there, 0-1. Not the greatest at-bat thus far as he misses that pitch in the dirt and falls behind 0-2 now.
That slider is just devastating against left-handed hitters. I mean, he wasn't even close to that one.
0-2, here it comes. Now a swing and a miss here as he's down on strikes, so it's 2 up, 2 down to begin the third.
And obviously, any time you can strike this guy out, you'll take it. I mean, he runs like a greyhound out there, so even routine grounders can sometimes be turned into base hits. Not when you're not making contact, though.
Here's Andrew McCutchen now, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one.
And it looks like he's rebounded pretty well from that rough inning a couple innings back. He put up a 0 last time, and he's close to doing it again.
Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2.
And he's really going to have to fight now. You got to take a little bit out of your swing and find a way to put this ball in play.
Good changeup in the dirt. Strike 3. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. Down in order go the Pirates, but they lead it 3-0. Leading off the inning, A.J. Pollock, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
And guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things started, set the table for a little bit of a rally.
Lays off 1-0. A good tailing fastball for a strike. 1-1. Locke has his target. 1-1 pitch on its way. 1-2 now as that's in there at the knees.
So far, he's the only guy that struck out for these guys. He's in danger of making it 2 now.
Oh, a fastball swung on and missed, and for the second time today, he's gone on strikes.
And as we showed you in the open, he's out there putting his perfect record on the line. And so far, these guys haven't shown many signs that they're ready to put a 1 in that loss column.
Stepping in, Yasmani Tomas. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
Well, I think it was a sinker that he rolled over last time up, and he's probably going to see that same pitch again. You got to wait for a mistake up in the zone against a guy like this.
And that misses, ball 1. One-0 pitch is a circle change, swung on and missed. 1-1.
Well, I just don't think he was expecting that one, and it was the perfect time to just take a little off.
Here it comes on 1-1. Swing and a miss on the sinker, and it's 1-2.
Oh, and he sure got a good one, doesn't he? That ball goes from about knee-high to ankle-high in the matter of about 5 feet.
Pulled high in the air out to left field. Marte is under it, and he makes the catch for the second out.
The first baseman, number 44, Paul Goldschmidt.
Paul Goldschmidt will stand in. He drew base on balls his first time. In there at the knees, strike 1. Well, that pitch isn't going to light up the radar gun, but it's been effective.
Well, it doesn't have to. If you get that good movement and put it in the right spot, it's plenty good enough to do the job.
Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now. That's on the corner to put him behind now. 1-2.
Very patient here to start the at-bat. Maybe even a little too patient because now he's down 1-2.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to get anything better than that to hit.
Hit to short. Taken in by Mercer. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. So 1-2-3 go the Diamondbacks. They trail in this one 3-0. Starling Marte is ready here as we begin the top of the fourth.
And you know, guys, I love a guy like this leading off an inning for you. He makes good contact, and he can run.
Here's the first pitch to him. And he'll start the inning with a pitch that misses off the plate. It's ball one. Now here's the pitch. Hit hard up the middle. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is on to begin the inning. So another multi-hit game for him as he's aboard here in the top of the fourth inning. And you can see where he ranks on the Pirates team leaderboard. Currently tops on the ball club in that category.
Yeah, and when a guy can post numbers like that, his teammates just expect him to produce game after game. He's a hitting machine for them.
Jung Ho Gong is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yep, they sent him packing last time, so maybe they have a pretty good idea of how to attack him again right here.
First delivery to him on the way. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Looks like he employed the slide step on that last pitch.
Well, maybe you see a little cat and mouse game going between the pitcher and the runner right now. We'll see who wins this duel.
And he'll step off and fire to the bag. Back in standing. And another snap throw to the bag. Keeping particularly close tabs on him.
Definitely has his attention.
0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Down and away, ball one.
You can tell a lot about how effective this guy's going to be when guys are swinging at that changeup. So far in this one, they've been real smart to let it go.
3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for the Pirates. And they pitch out here, but nothing's happening. Ball 2. Now we'll step off and fire to the bag. And he'll get dirty, but he's back in safely. He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. Marte off for second. Pitch is a cold strike. The throw. And no throw, as it turns out, as he takes second with ease. He's set. Here's the 2-2. On a good changeup, a swing and a miss, and he's set down on strikes for the second time today.
This is nothing more than a great pitch here on 2-2. Just a changeup that totally bottoms out right there. Very tough to do anything with that.
Into the box now, Francisco Cervelli. The pitch, a fastball off his glove, and it bounds away. But fortunately here, no advance. The set and the 1-0 pitch. Change up low, 2-0. Looks like he's not going to see anything here.
Yeah, I don't think so either. They gave him 2 shots to see if he'd go out of the zone to try to chase, and after that, I'm thinking they should just put him on.
Halfway to 100 pitches, here it is. A strike, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, you don't see 2-0 changeups too often, but if you know a good hitter's going to be sitting fastball, don't give him what he wants.
1 out and a runner on second base. Hit sharply on the ground to the left. And that's through into left, a base hit. The throw home. And he is safe at the plate. It's now a 4-0 game. So they continue to swing the bats well here in the opening month of the season as we take a look at the team leaderboard for total runs scored.
Yeah, and there you see where they rank in that stat category. They're one of the best run-producing teams in the league, always finding a way to pick runners up once they're in scoring position.
Josh Harrison steps in with 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good inning here so far, so we'll see if they can scratch another run across right here.
Outside target here, and he hits it for strike 1. Runners on first with 1 down. And he falls behind 0-2. Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Not even the best players are immune to a bad call from time to time. I mean, to me, that's not a strike. And I think to him, that's not a strike either. But, hey, the guy in blue, it's strike 3, and he's the only one that counts.
Here's Jordy Mercer now. Line toward the alley in left center. Pollock is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. 1 in the inning for the Pirates on a couple of hits. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. It's the Pirates 4 and the Diamondbacks nothing. Jake Lamb is set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
Well, you know, they've fallen behind by quite a bit in the early going here, so they need a good inning here to get them back in the game.
A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
Well, anytime you throw a first pitch strike to less than 50% of the hitters you're facing, you're looking for trouble, but not so in this game. We're in the middle innings here, and he's still pitching well.
That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike.
A lot of late movement on that fastball. That nearly came back to the outer edge.
In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Locks ready, looking to put him away here on a ball and 2 strikes. Hard sinker misses. 2-2. Swing and a miss as he couldn't connect on the 2-seamer, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, and on this pitch right here, you got to make up your mind just a little more quickly up there. This is a ball that you got to think about maybe taking to left field, but instead, his swing is just a little bit late. He pulls off a little bit, and now he's going to go sit down.
In now, Brandon Drury. And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1. That's by him for strike 1.
Real good lateral movement on that 2-seam fastball. That pitch is money for him when it's moving like that. So just keep on throwing it.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Oh, good action on the 2-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
Oh, nothing fancy. 3 fastballs so far in this at-bat. He could go just about anywhere from here.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Swing and a miss as he ran that 2-seamer right by him for the 2nd out.
And I'll tell you what, he's throwing with a lot of confidence right now. And he's also taking some chances with location, but he's thinking he's bulletproof out there, and so far he has been.
Oscar Hernandez stands in, looking to put the bat on the ball for a change here, with the first two guys going down on strikes to start the inning. Drilled right back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
Just the second hit they've got against him so far as we check on his numbers to this point. He's pretty much been in control all afternoon, so we'll see if he can keep that string of zeros going.
Chris Owings stands in. From the stretch. A fastball here too low. It's 1-0. Sneaks a fastball by him at the letters. It's 1-1. Tap fouled at home plate. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 1 left for the Diamondbacks. They trail here 4-0. Jeff Locke heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
The pitcher, number 49, Jeff Locke.
Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Into the windup and the pitch. Starts him out with a slider for a strike.
0-1's the count.
A windup and the 0-1. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball. Tries to dump this one out to left. And that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning.
Boy, he's doing it all out there so far. Not only is he pitching a great game, but he gets in on the act offensively as well.
John Jaso will stand in again. He's flown out in each of his first 2 plate appearances thus far.
Yeah, and he just needs to make a small adjustment and stay through the middle of the ball. Think about hitting a line drive right back up the middle.
And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. That's wide, 2-0.
And another good hitter's count to work with here. They've been able to sit back and just really tee off on him.
4 runs, 6 hits, and no errors so far for the Pirates. Strike called, 2-1. Takes that one a little bit low. 3 balls and a strike now. Looking to avoid his first walk. And that's in there on the hands. 3-2 now.
It might not be a bad time to have a look over to first. Make sure they don't have any ideas of trying to send him to keep out of the double play.
Nobody out, runner on first. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Well, you never know. This might have been the lesser of 2 evils right here. If you take this pitch, you know it's strike 3. If you swing, you might bounce into a double play ball. So the best he could have done was maybe fouled that thing off, but instead, he comes up empty.
Here's Gregory Polanco. as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one.
Pretty good speed here coming out of that left-handed batter's box, so it's no sure thing that a ground ball means a double play.
Runner at first here, one man out. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Catch made out there by Pollock, and there are two away now.
Yeah, that's just a good pitch right there. That's a two-seam fastball working its way back inside, and he's probably fortunate he didn't break his bat. He winds up getting this one right down there on the label, and he's retired.
Here's Andrew McCutchen now, as he will take a look at a fastball in there as that strike zone expands just a little. It's 0-1. A runner on first with two away. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Pollock has a play. No trouble with this one, and the inning is over. Pirates leave one. They lead it 4-0. Nick Ahmed will stand in to start things out here in the home half of the fifth. And you get the sense, Steve, that this crowd's been pretty well taken out of the ballgame to this point.
Yeah, they pretty much had to sit on their hands all afternoon. Not a lot to get excited about so far. And I think that's a credit to that man out there on the mound. He's cut right through this lineup for the first 4 innings.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. On the ground to third. Gung's got it. Throws in time, and that's out number one.
And sometimes this is all you have to do. Throw a ton of strikes and keep the ball in the yard. It's worked for him so far.
Wellington Castillo will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with one gone in the inning.
Castillo.
And a high strike there, 0-1. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind, 0-2. Oh, and 2 count. Here's the pitch. Hit to first. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
And that's what the two-seam fastball will do for you. Running away, not just for strikeouts. Here he gets him to hit it on the ground for an easy out.
A.J. Pollock will stand in now. A punch-out victim twice already. EK, I'll ask you because you're the one sitting next to me. Do you approach an at-bat differently when you have 2 strikeouts under your belt this early in the game?
Well, you do in the sense that whatever you did the first 2 times, it wasn't working. But I think if you start worrying too much about trying to avoid the hat trick or worse, it'll start becoming a mind game, and you'll start falling into some pretty bad habits.
Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1.
Yeah, and it seems like he kind of got away from that pitch here in the last few innings. You got to think about bringing that one right back.
That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
Yeah, 1 pitch away now from getting through 5 shutout innings. And I'll tell you what, the way he's throwing, this could turn out to be a night off for the bullpen.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by him, and the inning is over. Diamondbacks down in order. They're down 4-0. Randall Delgado will get the call here as he'll start the 6th inning on the mound.
48, Randall Delgado.
Starling Marte will stand in again, but first we'll flash you back to the very first inning of the ballgame. And here you go, a solo home run that had him off and running early on. There's a good fastball on the outside corner as he'll take a look at strike one.
And you know what? These days, so many guys are throwing in the high 90s. It makes those mid to low 90s guys look easy. But I'll tell you what, if he mixes his pitches well, it can still be plenty fast to have to deal with.
Not able to hold on there as he swings through a pitch in the dirt, and it doesn't look good for him now, down 0-2.
One thing you've got to be aware of as a hitter is he's going to give you a bit of a variety up there. He's got 5 pitches, and he's going to use all of them.
Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2.
On 0-2, if that's a curveball, a changeup, a sinker, then maybe you get a guy to chase. But it's much easier to lay off a pitch down there when it's a straight fastball.
And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
Well, you know, Eric and I like to talk a lot about pitchers keeping hitters off balance at the plate. And this is an excellent illustration of what we're talking about. Now, we didn't like to be off balance at the plate, but this is what you get. He goes fast, then slow, fast, then slow. They never give him the same pitch or the same speed twice in a row. And that's how you keep a guy's timing all messed up.
Stepping in now, Jung-Ho Gong. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball one. One out, nobody on. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Gets the call on the changeup there, 2-1. Chops it foul at home plate as the count moves to 2-2 now. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. He'll take the turn and head for second. And he'll cruise into the bag at second with a one-out double.
You know, sometimes people talk about no doubters when a guy hits one 20 rows into the seats. Well, that's a no-doubt double right there. No chance for any of these outfielders to get it. With their backs to the infield, they got to get back there, get the ball back into the infield just to save a double.
Into the box, Francisco Cervelli, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike one. And boy, big problems here to start this at-bat. It's 0-2 now.
2 good pitches so far, both of them right at the knees. And you got to start thinking center of the diamond here. Shorten up a little bit. You've got to put something in play.
And a fastball blew it right by him, and they're 2 down.
And that's a sequence that would make any pitching coach proud. They kept it low on all 3 pitches in the at-bat. He just couldn't do anything right there.
Josh Harrison will stand in now. He flew out in his first time around and then was a strikeout victim last time. And, oh, this one's by him to the backstop. Throw goes to third, and he is safe at third as he moves up on what's likely to be ruled a wild pitch.
With 2 outs already, this isn't the end of the world from a defensive perspective, but now at least you bring in the possibility of an infield single, a booted grounder, or even another wild pitch, bringing that run home.
1-0 count. Here it is. Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1. Chopped foul right at home plate. Ready on 1-2. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Tomas on the move, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Pittsburgh, but they're in front 4-0. Yasmani Tomas will stand in to lead things off, as the top of this batting order really hasn't been much of a factor so far.
Yeah, and between the top 3 guys in this lineup, no hits between them. And you got to figure you're not going to win too many games when that's the case.
Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And he's retired here, 1 away.
Yeah, a good pitch there as he gets the pop out on the fastball as we take a look at his pitch breakdown so far.
Paul Goldschmidt will stand in, and he, like so many others, hitless in the ballgame so far.
Well, we've been talking about it a lot, but this offense is just getting shut down right now. We've seen some really fantastic pitching in this one.
Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1.
You know, he's pitched a really nice ball game to this point, but this is a big moment for him. Getting through the heart of this order at this stage of his outing would be huge.
Nope, that's a ball.
And he watches one dip low and inside for a ball, 1-1.
Well, you know, if there's anybody in this lineup capable of getting a rally started, this is the guy right here.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. Had him off stride that time, and it's 1-2. Boy, that changeup's had him eaten out of his hand.
Oh, and they've been falling all over themselves trying to get it. But you've just got to know that that's not going to be a strike. It looks like it is, but it isn't.
And he lays off the fastball away, so it's 2-2 now. Set to deal on 2-2. Hot shot on the ground is short. Mercer is there on to first, and there were 2 down.
And a lot of times, you might say, you know, 4-run lead, we'll make that up. But I tell you, the way he's throwing the ball right now, they might be fortunate just to get 1 run off him.
Striding into the box, Jake Lamb. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Well, at the very least, he went down hacking. Striking out is one of the many frustrations that go along with hitting, and you have to accept that it's going to happen sometimes.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0.
Well, you know, things have gone his way more often than not so far this afternoon, but he certainly didn't get any help on that one.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. 2-0 now.
And you go back to the call on that very first pitch, how important that was. Now instead of a 1-1 count, you're at 2-0 with a really dangerous hitter up there.
Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. To 2-2 now.
Now he's just running right through these guys. Absolutely worn them down.
Still 2-2. Trying to strike him out for the second time. Now a fastball inside, and he works it back to a full count now. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. Towards second. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. So 1-2-3 go the Diamondbacks. They're on the short end of a 4-0 score. Welcome back to Chase Field here in Phoenix. It's on to the 7th inning with the Pirates leading in this one, but before the inning gets underway, let's check out the game summary to this point. Jordy Mercer will dig in now. He's struck out and lined out in his first 2 at-bats.
Yeah, he hit that ball pretty hard on the line out. He just couldn't get it to fall for him.
Breaking ball for a strike. 0-1.
Not a bad idea to take a look at that one there. Now that you've seen the curveball, you can start to get a better gauge on it. Get a feel for what it looks like coming out of the pitcher's hand.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Too high. 1-2.
And I think that might have been a little bit of a purpose pitch right there up in the zone. Now I think he's going to come back down with something to try to get that strikeout.
Sent on the ground out to second. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
And I just think this is one of those swings where you just get committed a little bit too early. By the time he realized this thing was going to break out of the strike zone, it was just a little too late to hold back.
Jeff Locke will dig in 1 for 2. He grounded out the first time and followed that with a base hit in his second plate appearance. And he'll take strike 1 on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. A lot of movement that time. It's 0-2.
This fastball is looking pretty lively right now.
And he couldn't get him to chase the 0-2 fastball. It's 1-2. 1 out, nobody on. And a swing and a miss here, so it's a quick 2 outs to start the 7th.
And that changeup's not really a pitch you can sit on with 2 strikes. Because if he gives you that fastball, you'll be an hour late on it. That's a great job of not showing that pitch until he was ready to punch him out.
Here's John Jaso now, as the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. Two out, nobody on. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. The 0-2 home. He pulls this one into right. A screaming base hit here, his first of the night. Head down through first. He's heading for 2.
They had him in the hole 0-2. They'd worked him down in the zone with both of the previous pitches, and I believe that's where they wanted to go on the third one, but it wound up right down the heart, and he whacked it for a double.
Here's Gregory Polanco. As he'll take a look at his strike on the outside corner, it's 0-1. For Jaso, he's at second with his second double of this young season. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he pumps the fastball by him here. 1-2 now.
Just overmatched him there.
Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. 4 pitches. Fast, slow, fast, slow. EK, you thinking fastball here?
It seems to fit the pattern, but you better not get too predictable out there. Guys will catch on quick.
A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Tried to fool him with the changeup, but he won't offer at it. 3-2. Andrew McCutchen would be next if they can keep this inning alive. And he lost him here on 3-2 as that pitch misses. It's ball 4.
You can't fault the pitch selection or the location there. It's well placed, maybe just a hair off the outside corner. But 3-2, that's where you want to be.
Andrew McCutchen gets a shot now with 2 men on and 2 away here in inning number 7.
And we'll see here if he can come through. It can be discouraging to see opportunities like this late in a ball game go untapped.
First offering on its way. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1.
He's going to have to punch his way off the ropes now. Very
weakly on the ground. Throw on to first is in time, and that snuffs out the Bucco rally as the inning is over. Pirates strand a couple, but they hold a 4-0 lead. Brandon Drury steps into the box as the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th.
And so far in this one, they're still getting shut out. So this leadoff at bat could be huge if he can just get on base, because they've been held in check all game.
Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. Too much bite on the sinker, and he's behind 2-0 now.
And that's right where you want to be throwing those sinkers, but he's doing a good job at the plate of not chasing.
2-0 pitch on the way. Good release on the circle change. 2-1 now. And this one's tapped foul at home plate. He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. This is flared out towards second. Oh, what a stop on the slide. He's got him.
Whew, no problem. Man, has this infield defense been tight today? And, you know, that's usually the case in a shutout like this, but, boy, there's another great play to take away a hit, and that's not the first time in this game either.
Standing in now, Oscar Hernandez. As the first pitch sinker misses to him, it's ball 1.
And right now, these guys just need something to break their way. A blooper, a bunt, a hit by pitch. Something to get a base runner and give that guy something else to think about out there.
Not quite reaching 90 with the fastball, but it's 1-1 now. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Just got a piece to the right side. To his left, Jasso. And he'll take this to the bag himself, and there are 2 away now.
And you just get the sense that he's got it on cruise control out there now. Make it 9 in a row he's set down.
Chris Owings will stand in now with 2 away, trying to avoid another 1-2-3 inning.
Now, this has been total domination these past few innings. They haven't been able to mount any kind of threat whatsoever.
There's a fastball to start him off, but that misses for ball 1. Chop foul at the plate, strike 1. A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. 2-1 pitch is that circle change swung on and missed. 2-2.
He's closing in on putting up yet another 0.
Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Ripped down the first base line. Jasso takes it in, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Add another 0 as it's up to 7 shutout innings so far. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. Pirates lead it 4-0. Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have a double switch here. Josh Colmenter will be summoned from the bullpen now, as he'll take over to start inning number 8.
Batting in the 7th spot, number 55, Josh Colmenter. Now playing second base and batting in the 9th spot,
Starling Marte strides into the box now. Launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. And he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
Well, we showed you his numbers a minute ago. It's still early in the season to be worrying too much, but he's definitely off to a slow start. So he's going to need to string together a few good outings to lower that ERA a little bit.
Jung Ho Gong is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Comenter into his motion, coming at him with the 0-1. Chop foul over towards the coaching box. Here's the 0-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And he is down on strikes again. So get your hats out. That's the third strikeout of the game. Time to take a look at our starter comparison to this point, and the telling numbers can be found on the left side of your screen. Zeros in the run and earned run columns. Francisco Cervelli is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. Two out, nobody on. And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now. That's 3-0 now. Josh Harrison would be next if they can keep this inning alive. And no doubt about this one, it's in there, 3-1.
Yeah, a much better pitch there than the one he threw on 2-0.
And this is down at the knees, but called a strike. Wow, it's 3-2 now.
That's a borderline strike right there. And I think that he had one step out of the batter's box headed towards first already.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Good job going down and hanging with it that time. Here comes the payoff pitch. Grounded back up the middle. That's through for a base hit, his second of the ball game.
I tell you, when you're on a hot streak like this guy's been on, everything you touch turns to gold. I mean, this is not a particularly great swing. It's not hit hard at all, but sure enough, it finds a hole, and at average, it'll climb a few more points.
Josh Harrison stands into the box. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Here comes the first pitch. He'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball 1. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. The 1-0 delivery. Runs outside, so it goes to 2-0 now.
And this is what you got to do up there, Steve. You got to wait him out.
Yeah, and if you can lay off the off-speed stuff, that's when you're going to get your fastball to hit.
2 out with the man at first. And that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. 2-1. Line drive to left. Tomas is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. Pirates on top, 4-0. Nick Ahmed will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
Lays off the circle change there, a ball and a strike. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Hit out towards second. Harrison's got it. Throw on to first in time, 1 away.
Yeah, he just keeps rolling right along. Shutout intact as you get a look at his line so far. Through 7 1/3 innings now, they have just not been able to mount any type of offense against him at all.
Gene Segura will stand in now as he'll be getting his first plate appearance in this one here in the 8th. And some action now in the Pirates bullpen. They've got a lefty and a right-hander up to throw. Just off the outside, and it's 1-0. Turned on down the line. And he tries for the backhand reach at third, but he gets by the glove down the line. The throw into second. The tag, and he's out at second base. He probably should have stayed right where he was.
Now batting, center fielder,
A.J. Pollock will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
And he takes a cold strike, 0-1.
This guy has kind of walked a tightrope all game long. He's only thrown first pitch strikes to 50% of the hitters he's faced, and yet pitching a very good ball game.
2 out, nobody on. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. He's ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit hard to short. Mercer has it. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. Diamondbacks down in order. They trail here 4-0. Tyler Clippard will come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit right where it is for the bottom of the 9th. Jordy Mercer will step in, a ground out victim as last time.
shortstop, Jordy Mercer.
Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. Inside corner, a ball and a strike.
This is the thing that's so impressive about this guy. He'll show you that good breaking ball, but then he'll run that fastball up the ladder at 92, 93.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. And a curveball's by him that time as he falls behind now 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the 9th.
When you're already in the hole at the plate, the last thing you want to do is keep digging, but that's what he's doing up there. That's the second time he struck out in the ball game, and it's another instance where his pitch selection is really doing him in.
Matt Joyce will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with 1 gone in the inning. And this is just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
Boy, and this is why you're trying to get yourself into good hitters' counts. This is just right down the middle on 2-0, and swinging at this should be your reward, but he decides to let it go.
Smoke the other way, high and deep to left. Tomas ranging back, and this one is gone. A home run. A solo home run there for Matt Joyce. And the Pirates are up 5-0 now.
Well, when you start relying on one pitch out there, you become a one-pitch pitcher, there's no doubt in the hitter's mind what's coming. He's sitting on this one all the way, and he launches it right over the wall.
The batter.
Here's John Jaso now.
John.
As he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball, 1-0. One out, nobody on. And not the greatest approach there as he offers it a pitch in the dirt, and it's even at 1-1. 1-2 now as that one's fouled off. 1-2, here it comes. Chop foul at the plate. It'll remain 1-2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Here's a fastball in on the fist, and that'll even things up at 2-2. The ball flying around the yard in this one, as you see so far there. Chop foul at the plate, and the count holds at 2-2. He takes strike 3 called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Now batting, right fielder, Gregory.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Gregory Polanco. He drew a walk his first time up. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Breaks his bat as this one's popped up. And he'll avoid the fragments out there to make the catch that ends the inning. 1 in the inning for the Pirates on the home run. And as the Pittsburgh TV guys like to say, clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Last chance coming up for the Diamondbacks. It's the Pirates 5 and the Diamondbacks nothing. Jay Cornette will be the new pitcher.
For Pittsburgh, number 0, Jay Cornette.
Yasmani Tomas will be tasked now with leading things off in their half of the ninth, as they'll try to do something to prevent being shut out.
And whatever they've done for the first 8 innings hasn't yielded a whole lot so far, so quite frankly, I'm not expecting too much.
Called a strike on the outer half, 0-1. That's taken. Now it's 0-2.
Oh, you like the way this guy is just going about his business here. He's got a big lead, but he's pitching like it's a tie game here in the 9th.
Just a touch outside, 1-2. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that'll get a groan from the home supporters here. 1 away.
Well, let's isolate this release here. You can see he's got an easy motion, easy delivery, and boom, then he runs his pitch up there pretty darn quick.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt now. As he will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
Yeah, a little surprising he didn't offer it that one. That was a dangerous spot for a good fastball hitter.
And low, it's a ball and a strike. One out, nobody on. That's in there on the outer half. 1-2 now.
Yeah, showing no fear there. He put the pitch right at the letters away, but that guy didn't want any part of it.
And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first two men he faces out of the bullpen.
I'd say he's made a pretty good impression since coming on. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts to start the inning.
Jake Lamb makes his way to the plate, needing to make something happen. They're down to their final out in the 9th inning.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for him anymore, but you know what? There's no clock in this sport, and that's for good reason. You've got to fight for all 27 outs.
Now the 0-1. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And it's to 2-2 now with the bases empty and 2 gone here in the inning. This is pulled into right. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. Around first, heading for second now. And he will stroll in there standing with a 2-out double.
Up next for the Diamondbacks.
Boy, and that's hard to believe. That is just their first extra base hit of the afternoon as a team. They're probably not going to win too many ball games when that first 2-bagger doesn't come until this late.
Brandon Drury will step in now as his guys look for a breakthrough here with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming. They haven't done anything with their opportunities so far. Maybe this will be the time that they finally crack the scoreboard.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Behind on that one. Now behind in the count. 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. And now a good slider that doesn't quite catch the zone. It's 2-1 now. And this is swung on and missed, so the Diamondbacks are down to their final strike now. 1 strike from the shutout. Here it comes. Now a swing and a ground ball. This should do it. Throw to first will be in time for the final out, and the Pirates have taken the rubber match of this 3-game set as this ball game is over.
And you know what? I don't care who you're playing. You know, it's never easy to go out on the road and win any game. So that was a great effort by them in every phase of the game.
Time for one final check of the line score as you see the key players there in this shutout victory. Well, you always hope to get a good outing from your starting pitcher, but this man went above and beyond in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, he wound up turning things over to his bullpen in the ninth, but still, 8 strong innings for him. And he was hitting his spots all game long.
So that'll just about do it. For Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com. The Pirates win it 5-0. So long from Phoenix.
Here now is our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Pirates. 5 runs,